This week's movies: Noah, Finding Vivian Maier, and Cesar Chavez.
Even pilgrims ain't allowed in the street without a permit.
We'll use the sidewalk. It's open to the public.
Directed by Diego Luna, Cesar Chavez is a film on the emergence of the United Farm Workers Organization in the 1960s. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "The film is a well-cast, well-intentioned movie that falls into the trap that often awaits film biographies of brave and widely admired individuals. The movie is so intent on reminding viewers of its subject's heroism that it struggles to make him interesting. It tells his story as a series of dramatic bullet points punctuated by black and white footage, some real, some simulated.
We should start a credit union.
Loan people money.
That'll give us credibility and it'll help people during the winter."
Scenes between Cesar and his family are more functional than heartfelt, fulfilling the requirement to allow the audience a glimpse at the private life of a public figure.
We have to take the next step.
We're too weak.
What the film struggles to depict is the long and complex work of organizing people to defend their own interests. You are invited to admire what Cesar Chavez did, but it may be more vital to understand how he did it.
¿Cómo se llama usted?
Cesar Chavez.
Vivian was a very private woman.
She was so awesomely unique.
She was not an open person, she was a closed person.
Vivian was my nanny.
The documentary Finding Vivian Maier reflects on the life of a street photographer whose work was never shared until after her death. In her review, Manola Dargis writes, "An exciting electric current of discovery runs through Finding Vivian Maier. She's a terrific story, first as a curiosity and then as a social media sensation.
They didn't know there was this creative person there.
She took so many photos.
Around 100,000 negatives, 700 rolls of undeveloped color film, 8mm and 16mm movies."
The documentary is absorbing, touching, and satisfyingly enjoyable. As the title suggests, the filmmakers frame her as a secret to be uncovered. Time and professional pronouncements will decide if she was an outsider artist or just an unorthodox one who, as a single 20th century woman, found freedom, her voice, and her muse, while hiding under the cover of bourgeois domesticity.
When I heard talk of miracles, I dismissed them. But then I saw the birds with my own eyes, and I had to come. There isn't anything for you here.
Directed by Darren Aronofsky, Noah tells the biblical story of a man and his ark trying to save the world. In his review, A.O. Scott writes, "In his ambitious fusion of Old Testament awe with modern blockbuster spectacle, Darren Aronofsky dwells on the dark and troubling implications of Noah's experience."
A great flood is coming. The waters of the heavens will meet the waters of the earth. We build a vessel to survive the storm. We build an ark.
The film is uneven, intermittently powerful, and both a psychological case study and a parable of hubris and humility. At its best, it shares some of its namesake's ferocious conviction and not a little of his madness. The riskiest thing about the movie is its sincerity. Mr. Aronofsky, while not exactly pious, takes the narrative and its implications seriously. Once the waters have covered the earth and the ark is afloat, a clammy fear sets in, for both the audience and the members of Noah's family. We're stuck in a boat full of snakes, rats, and insects, and Dad's gone crazy.